Alright, hello. Welcome to the video going over our brand new controller. It's a very nice controller. I've been messing around with it the past few days, and it's pretty great in what it's able to do. So let's go over, main controls that you'll use. Let me show camera 1. So camera 1 is up in the corner here, so you can see what it does. Okay, joystick works like normal. Left, right, zoom in, zoom out, up, and down. Okay, down here in this corner, we have what is called a zoom bar. It does the same thing for just zooming in out. Wide makes it bigger. T makes it go, it's called telly, but it makes it go closer in. All right, so that's the main camera control. Okay, now we have all these selectors up here. So camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3. Those are all preset to those buttons. Cameras 4, 5, and 6 don't do anything, and when you click them, you click 4, they'll say connection timeout because it is not connected to anything. Same thing with 5 and same thing with 6. So we just stick to camera 1, 2, and 3. Same cameras as before. So with those camera selection buttons, we're able to use our presets that we've used before. So camera 1, let's just go to preset 4. So that goes over to the drums. Let's go to preset 9. And that goes over to the organ. Let's go to preset 3. Anywho, so those are our main cameras. Those are our main presets. Nothing much to worry about there. Focus. We have the autofocus button here. We have the near and far focus here. So near brings the focus. I'm going to switch to camera 1. Near brings the focus closer to the camera. So right now the focus spot is above the audience seating. Go back over there. Far puts the focus further from the camera. So right now it's trying to focus behind that wall, behind the podium. Autofocus just brings us back to where we were. Going back over to here, we have all of the exposure settings. So we have auto exposure to increase the brightness, bright down, right? Brightness back up. Give it a second. Brightness back up. Auto exposure. The exposure cycle cycles through different options. Zoom in. Iris, manual. We're just going to leave it on manual, and then you have control over how bright it gets. There is an auto mode as well, and that one does the same. Let's look at the white balance buttons. We've had issues before where the colors of the cameras seem a little bit too red or a little bit too green. Well, that's what white balance is supposed to do. It's designed to help create better colors. As you can tell, the auto white balance doesn't work too well, but we have different options here for the white balance cycle. That one's auto, indoor, outdoor, one push, and manual. I've been tweaking around with manual. It currently looks the best, so I'd recommend using that one. These dials here will also help affect your white balance and your exposure. So when I turn this dial, this is increasing the blue in that camera. I'm going to turn it back down, and when I click it, it'll switch to red. Turn the red up or turn the red down. With the iris, it does the same thing as exposure, right? Open goes to make it brighter, and close closes it. Go back to auto exposure. Okay, finally, these buttons over here, PT speed and zoom speed. Right now, it's set to 1, but PT can go all the way up to 8. When I switch to camera 1, this affects how fast the panning and tilting will go. So as you can see, 8 is pretty fast. But when I slow it down to 1, you can see it's nice and smooth. It's a lot slower, easier to control. Same thing with zoom. I can up that, bring it all the way up to 8, and it zooms pretty fast. I'm going to lower it back down to 1, and it moves a lot slower. Just scroll down here. zoom out a little bit. You will not have to worry about any of the exposure comp buttons at all. Backlight buttons don't do anything. Menu will open up. Let me turn this back on. Menu will open up the camera's menu, so you're able to work with it. You will almost never need to do this, so you can just click menu to go back and get rid of it. The home button will move the camera to its quote-unquote home position. The preset button allows you to set a preset, so set the preset number and then click enter, click escape to back out. The shot button allows you to call a preset, so let's say I call 5, enter. It's just a different way to call a preset, everything. Setup talks about the device setup. You don't need to worry about this. That's pretty much all the controls.
Hey, editing Josh here. Afterwards, just wanted to make a note. Turning the system on is exactly the same. You just flip both switches on either side and the system turns on. Once the controller is on, it'll probably take an extra minute for it to start working. It's waiting for the new Wi-Fi router to start working, and that takes about a minute, so you don't have to worry about it. That should be all that you need to know. If you run into any questions, feel free to hit me up and text me, and I'll get back to them. Alright, y'all have a good night.